how to build confidence.
Yeah, how to build your self-confidence fast and quickly.
That's what we're going to be chatting about in this week's episode of Get Real
With
with the English Sisters.
Welcome. Welcome, yes. We are therapists and we're here to help you. So we hope that any of the advice we can be giving you today is really going to help you increase your self-confidence.
Exactly. And I think it's called self-confidence for a reason.
Well, yes, it's confidence in oneself, indeed.
And you would think that being confident would be natural because as babies we're all very confident. But I think as we grow up, it kind of gets hammered out of us, doesn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. It's with aging when we start confronting ourselves with others, already as very young children, going into school, you can start noticing these kind of things and perhaps some
I remember
remarks.
when I was little, I wasn't confident at all.
You were when you were first born baby.
Yeah, but not when I was 5 and 6 and I started going to school.
When you start going to school, because you start comparing yourself perhaps to other children. You may notice they have different things.
You get teased and bullied.
Exactly, yeah. All of these things can, be...
They knock your confidence, don't they? I remember when I was really little and I had to start wearing glasses, how I would get bullied.
Oh, definitely.
And that immediately knocked my confidence and made me feel very shy.
Yes, so, indeed. That's
This is the classical thing that
happens
growing up.
Yeah.
Your confidence gets bashed.
It does get bashed
down instead of being encouraged to
own
flourish,
up and
really.
to flourish and to be happy with yourself and what you look like. And I think today we're going to be exploring that, aren't we?
We are,
yes.
And I think it also depends on the environment you grow up in, who your caretakers are, what your family's like. Because some of us are fortunate to have families that really build your confidence. Like our parents, well, especially our mother, she did build our confidence.
She did, yeah.
And our self-esteem was high, but in another way, being immigrant children,
yes.
we felt different to other children. So that in itself, like made us, feel different, and that kind of knocked our confidence, didn't it?
I believe it did. I mean, I do remember there were quite a lot of immigrant children at our school. But yes, I think especially because our first language was Spanish, our mother was Spanish. So when I remember going into preschool especially, that I couldn't really understand what was going on much. But
it was so foreign to us.
It was foreign, yes, definitely foreign. Yeah, English was foreign. However, that was okay. That was quite a nice experience, preschool. But then afterwards, a real school, like when you're 5, that elementary school, that was tough. That was definitely tough and scary. It was a scary place.
Yeah, and I remember when I finally did grow up, when I got to college, how my confidence grew and grew because I was allowed to express myself and be who I really thought I was.
Through your outfits, your clothes,
exactly.
Your makeup.
And then it was being more extravagant, being who I really was. And my confidence grew so much, and you get feedback from other people who you make friends, and you have positive people around you that are they help build your confidence.
I think that's essential. If you do think that your confidence is low, it's really important to distance yourself from these frenemies, or from people that are supposed to be your friends but are constantly giving you little digs about this or about that. Set your boundaries, keep a distance, and surround yourself with people that, are going to help lift you up.
Yeah, and mentor you as well. Look for people that you can look up to and that you're inspired by. Someone that's going to help you flourish and grow.
Yeah, and let me say that they don't have to be of the same age as you. These people could be you may be in your 20s, and you may know a very elderly lady, for example, and she may be able to give you some advice right in that moment of time when you need it the most. So be open to listen to different group ages, different all kind of different people that may be able to help you in this journey.
Different points of view as
Yes,
well. Don't
absolutely.
You get a different perspective on life with different people.
That don't know, don't have any fixed ideas about who you are or who you're supposed to be, can be really helpful to you.
Yeah, because I think sometimes if you hang out with the same group of people, you get stuck in the representation those people have of you. So you kind of behave as you think you expect. They expect you to behave. You
yes.
behave like you're kind of expected to behave. Maybe when really you're not that person anymore.
Or you've anymore.
Grown out
Yeah. Very often it's you're not that person anymore. But when you're hang around with those people, you suddenly become that person. You think, is this really who I am now? No. So it's time to grow. And it's time to perhaps, choose a new crowd to hang out with.
And I think like a mindfulness practice or a meditation practice can really help you. And positive affirmations, telling yourself, I feel confident, I feel good today, I feel great, I'm going to go and do that thing that I'm maybe a bit frightened of today. I'm going to overcome this fear and I'm going to go and do it. All these actions that you actually take, even tiny small steps, will increase your confidence.
Yeah, and I think that when you do set these small challenges for yourself, like to join something new, like what you were saying, joining a group, or even if it's online, you're still doing something proactive for yourself that is going to build your self-confidence because you took that first step.
Yeah.
And then you're entering something different. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for you. And it's a challenge that will help you grow. And the more you do these challenges, even if they're small, the more your self-confidence grows because you think, after all, it's your own self that is judging you at the moment. So if you think, oh, I did that yesterday, so perhaps today I can do this, it can be really, really helpful, can't it?
Well, it's very, very beneficial to you to know that you can actually do stuff. Because
very, very simply said, yes,
if
indeed.
you feel that you can't, or you're not good enough to do that, or you're not worthy of doing that, then that's when you're putting yourself down, and then that's when it can become insidious, and it can really become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you keep saying that to yourself. That's why if you say, I can and I will, it'll change your whole perspective on it. And even if I fail today, I'll get help or I'll ask someone to help me and I'll manage it tomorrow. And you'll feel very, very good about yourself.
Definitely, yeah. It's a totally different look at life if you say I can and I will, as opposed to no, I can't and I won't even try.
Yeah.
That alone for your self-esteem is massive.
Yeah.
If you say I can and I will, and I'm going to do my very best with this new challenge. Brilliant.
Well, I think that's all you can expect from yourself. You can just expect yourself to do better every day. And you can expect that you will have setbacks, and that's okay. And there'll be some days when you won't feel as confident, but you might be able to change your outfit and have an outfit that gives you confidence, or get a power pose that, have your arms like this that'll give you confidence. There's so many little tricks that'll build your self-confidence that you can use, like body
posture. You can call somebody that is part of this new support group that's going to be helping build your confidence, or go and visit them, or have a video chat with, a call with them. Do something like this that, those people that always make you feel good about yourself at the end of it. It doesn't matter who they are, as I was saying before. It could be a colleague, it could be,
it could be your grandma.
Or the lady who owns a shop, and you just have a casual chat with, and you feel good afterwards. And you think,
Yeah, and sometimes you might feel like, I remember personally, like after I graduated from university, I still had like a lack of confidence because I never did get to do my maths O level. So it was like the maths that you needed for a lot of positions, and I'd never done it. And I think with the mindset I have now, I would have just gone and done
applied
it
for those
I would
jobs,
no,
or
I
you would
no,
have
I
actually
would have
taken the
actually
exam?
taken the exam. I would have got enrolled in a night school or something, knowing what I know now to just get those, because when you're older, sometimes when you're younger, these feel like massive hurdles, but when you're older you can look back on it and say, oh, now as an older person I can understand, as an adult I can understand, and I can tackle it in a different way, and get a tutor or go to night school or something and do it.
Absolutely.
So if you feel like you're lacking in some kind of skill, it's good practice for building confidence to actually go and do that skill that you feel you're
lacking in. Yeah, that is very true.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think like even just, not just, volunteering, for example, has great value in building your self-confidence, because there you can actually see that you're going to help somebody.
Yes.
And that you actually did it. You say, okay, Monday night, I'm going to go and volunteer here. And you actually do it. And you're changing people's lives, because when they see you, they get so much joy.
Exactly.
And that just rubs off onto you. And then they're, that you feel the gratitude they have for you. And that's immense. That can really help build your self-confidence and help you, feel much better about yourself.
Yeah, I think also practicing gratitude helps as well, by being grateful for what you already have, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Practicing gratitude, just thinking about everything that you have.
All the skills you already know.
And then looking at the people around you that have helped you so far.
Yeah, and looking at maybe some transferable skills that you may have that you didn't really realize you had. I mean, a lot of the skills that we have, especially as women, are transferable. We have a lot of like management skills that we're constantly managing stuff and doing things that maybe in the household that can be transferable into business or into...
That's very true, actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
So, don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah.
Don't think, oh, I'm no good at that. I can't do that. Always turn it around and think, I will be good at that. I will be able to do that.
It's like, because you think, okay, I studied and then I became a stay-at-home mum, for example, and now I'm applying for another job, and your confidence can be a little bit low. But if you do manage to turn it around and think, well, wow, I bought, I had these children, I helped them grow, I did all of this, like what you were saying, all these transferable organisation skills as well, that involves immense. You can become so much more competent than you were before.
Yeah, a lot of the times you're at home as well. You might have had a gap in your curriculum of a couple of years. You've been out for whatever reason, and you might feel really out of it. But just think about all the other skills you've learned in those in those years. I'm sure there's so many skills that are transferable that you may not have thought about. So as human beings, we're very complex, and we have so much knowledge of so many different types of things in our mind that can be transferable skills into different areas. And it's so much easier to learn as well when we have, like when we're little, we learn a door is a door. We know what a door looks like. Forevermore, we'll always recognize what a door is. It's you've seen one door. We know many doors are all different. They'll come in different shapes and sizes, but we all know that they're doors. So in the same way, our skills, a skill is a skill. Once you have that skill honed in, you can transfer it to other stuff. You can think a bit laterally.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't keep yourself stuck in a box for confidence.
Open the doors. Yes. Now that you know what they are, you open as many doors as you can and allow more freedom and more space into your life.
Exactly.
And allow the self-confidence to grow within you, each and every day.
Yeah, and practice.
Think of things,
the self-fulfilling affirmations.
Yes.
Say to yourself, I am confident. I love myself. I will do this. I'm going to go for it. Tomorrow is a new day. I'll try again.
I'm going to find people around me that are going to support me in this building all these blocks of my confidence again. And so you work within yourself and with the support group around you, and by helping others as well, you'll notice that day by day your confidence will grow.
Yeah, and as your confidence grow, you'll notice that your relationships will grow as well, because you'll build new relationships with new people who will appreciate you and you'll appreciate them. And then it's a lovely thing.
It's a beautiful thing. You're sharing kindness, you're sharing by improving your own self-confidence, you'll be improving their self-confidence, because you may be teaching them new skills that they didn't know they had, or encouraging them to try out new things. Exactly. So, I mean, the world is a wonderful place, and we all have to be careful to nourish our self-confidence, realize it is something that we do have to take care of, because if we forget to look after ourselves and nourish our self-confidence, it can become something that is lacking within us.
Yeah.
And then it's detectable for others around us, and so we become less open to these new opportunities, because we're not as outgoing, and we become more withdrawn within ourselves.
Yeah, and we start closing doors instead of opening them.
Yeah, that's what happens. You think, no, I can't do that, frightened of that. No, I'm too old, I'm too young, don't have this. And all these doors, whoa, they all start closing. So what we want to do is be doing the opposite within our own minds.
As new doors open, so do new neural pathways in your mind, where you start creating new ideas, and ideas start to flow. You get more and more creative, you become happier and happier, and you just increase your general well-being and of all those around you as well.
Yeah, because it spreads so much.
Positive energy for everybody.
And you become like an example for other people. They think, well, if she could do it, wow. Maybe I can do it too. Yeah. And so we learn from others.
We do.
We watch, we listen, and we learn, and we grow and we evolve.
And as mothers, we also know that we pass self-confidence on to our children. So the more positive we are around our children, the more we allow our children to acknowledge their feelings and let us know how they're feeling, we can help them grow too and be a positive example for them.
Absolutely.
So let us know what you think. The podcast is also available on YouTube as a video and as a podcast, so do come and see us there. And we are therapists. We're here to help you. We love hearing from you. Thank you for all your comments. And you can also send us a text. And lots of love and smiles from the English sisters. Bye.